Hey everybody, welcome back. And today we're going to be talking about a park that we got to experience on our Florida trip back in September. Today we're going to be reviewing SeaWorld Orlando. SeaWorld Orlando is probably one of the most unique and innovative parks that we've been to. When we talk about parks, we talk about like Disney and Six Flags and the other SeaWorld there in San Antonio that we've been to. This SeaWorld, located in Orlando, Florida, is definitely a lot different than the SeaWorld at San Antonio. Now, while this video isn't really a compare and contrast to the two parks, we're going to talk about the main difference and why this park is superior overall. The one thing that really separates this park from, I think, any other experience that we had during the trip was the innovation of rides, the number of rides, and not only the number of rides, but the quality of the rides. The quality of the rides were amazing. You had Journey to Atlantis, that was a water coaster, which was something very, very new for us. You had Kraken, which was a B&M, kind of similar to Superman, but it definitely has a little bit of airtime on it, which is something that really surprised me. One of my favorite rides there was Mako. Um, it's a hypercoaster, the only hypercoaster in Florida, and that thing slaps. I think I ended up riding that thing like 4 times. It is so great. It is so. If you definitely go, the number one ride you want to head to early, if you're not going to get your skip the line pass, go to Mako because the line's going to be really, really long. Manta, which is kind of similar to the Batman coasters, B&M. It's same layout, but it's very innovative because instead of as an SLC, it's still an SLC, but you're kind of laying down like the kind of Superman Ultimate Flight type of ride. So that was really, I thought that was really cool. It was my first time, ever riding one of those. So it's pretty awesome. Um, let's talk a little bit, now that we've talked a little bit about the rides, let's talk about the ride-ish experiences type of thing. And these are some of the experiences that aren't really considered rides, but are really great experiences for the park, especially for the little ones. That is the penguin exhibit. The penguin exhibit is probably one of the most enjoyed things for us because we stopped in there like 2 or 3 times throughout the day. Now, might I remind you, it's September in Florida, it's really hot. And the penguin exhibit, while it's at least a 15, 20, maybe even a 30-minute walkthrough of it, the penguins aren't blocked by anything, not like at SeaWorld in San Antonio where you're walking on a conveyor looking at the penguins through a glass. This area, you're actually in the penguin room. They're in a tank-ish. You can't pet them, but you get a little bit more up close and personal with them. Some of them would come over to us. So they're very, very friendly. So if you have small kids that are into animals, I would definitely recommend this. And the number one thing that sets us apart from anything else is it is all in the AC. And when I mean AC, I'm talking about it feels like you're in Antarctica. It is like 30 degrees in there. It is really, really cold. The only reason we left is because we were freezing our butts off. Okay, that's why we left. Okay, but aside from that, it was great. Like I said, we stopped in there quite a few times throughout the day, not to look at the penguins, but to kind of get away from the heat. So it was really, really good. It was a great experience. The other one, they had some other shows going on. They had the Sea Lion High. We didn't watch that show because, well, we didn't want to. We only had one day, so we wanted to kind of crunch as much of it as we could. And then there was a killer whale show. I will say that this particular whale show that we watched was kind of a short show. The show normally runs between 15 and 20 minutes, while this one only ran about 10 minutes long. I do believe it was cut short due to some technical issues or something. I don't know for sure, but overall, if you haven't seen this show and it's your first time ever going to SeaWorld, definitely you want to get there early if it's a really, really busy time of the year and watch this show at least once. It's a great show. You get some really great shots with killer whales to see them do some really cool things. And they explain the educational backgrounds behind all of it and how they care for the animals and stuff like that. Really, really great show. Every time we go to SeaWorld, we got a SeaWorld trip coming up next week, and we'll take Asher there. And even though he's seen it 100 times, he always goes, "Wow, Daddy, look at that." And, he loves it. Okay. They also have a dolphin show. We've never went to those because we always go and ride rides. That's what we do. So aside from that, we're going to talk a little bit about the food. Whereas SeaWorld in San Antonio, we would always talk about going to Rosetta's, the pizza buffet. We didn't do that this time, although we kind of had the opportunity. We kind of chose to just get something simple. My friend Mike that went with us, he had the all-day dining. So what we did was we just rotated when we ate. You get the all-day dining. You can eat every 90 minutes, so an hour and a half. This is what you do. So he would eat, and then an hour and a half later, me and the kid would eat, and we would share something. And I think he paid like $50 for it, and it lasts all day. So if you want to get a snack for every hour and a half to last throughout the day, then that's fine. You can do that. If you got a family of 3 and you don't want to pay over $100 for meals there, then this is probably going to be your game. But if you're only going to eat once, it's probably not going to be the really beneficial for you to really get the all-day dining, because you're going to pay $50 for it. If you're only eating one time and you're one person, you're only going to, if you go to the right places, you're roughly going to spend about $20 or $30. So you'll save that 20, 30 extra dollars just eating one time. We ate a really big breakfast and then got to the park and ate a really big lunch, and then we grabbed something on the way back to the resort from like McDonald's or something. So it really wasn't all that bad. Me personally, there was a restaurant, I can't remember the name of it for the life of me, that is right at the entrance of the park. And they've got all kinds of stuff. They've got fish, they've got chicken sandwiches, chicken nuggets, kids meals, and it was actually pretty decent. Not bad. It's theme park food, but it was really good. There is one thing that I will talk to you about that you're probably not going to expect in a video like this, is the animals in the area. By animals, I mean ducks. These ducks and these squirrels in the Orlando area are unlike anything you've ever seen. These ducks and these squirrels will come up and take your food from you if you leave it sitting there. So make sure you always got somebody watching your food. If you're getting up to go to the bathroom, do something, because I'm telling you right now, these animals, these ducks, they will come up to your food and they will take your food. When we were at Epcot, we had ducks coming up. Me and Asher were eating goldfish, and Asher dropped one on the ground. The duck ran up and grabbed it. So Asher made a game of it, and he started throwing his goldfish to the ducks. Kids, right? So just be aware of that. Fireworks. SeaWorld, I think a lot of time the one in Orlando does fireworks shows pretty regularly. When we were there, they had like a dance party, which we let Asher run around and dance and have fun for like an hour before the fireworks show was going to start. So he had fun, but of course he wanted me to go and dance with him. I don't dance because I suck at it, so I just went out there and let him have fun. And then right after that, there was the Ignite the fireworks. It was really, really great show. Really cool, really short, sweet, to the point. If I have to say, compared to these two parks, what would I give this park overall? I think this park is really, really great. And I think what really sets this thing away from the park is the extra add-ons that you can get when going to the park. If you want the extra animal experiences, such as, getting up close with the killer whales and feeding them. We did the sea lion tour because it was something we haven't done. And Asher got to feed the sea lions 2 buckets of fish. He enjoyed that now that he's actually able to throw stuff. So that was actually really good. And we only paid I think it was like $40 a person. And being the fact that he was so young, we didn't have to pay anything for him. So it cost $40 for the tour. So if this is like a dream vacation where you're going there or if you're taking a trip to Disney and you're stopping by SeaWorld to kind of get away from Disney World for a day or so, then, just consider thinking about getting some of those add-ons. The main add-on I want to actually take some time and talk about is the Quick Queue. The Quick Queue is the skip the line process at SeaWorld Orlando. Now, you have 3 options for Quick Queue. You have Quick Queue Unlimited, Quick Queue plus reserved seating, and Quick Queue plus reserved seating plus 1 guaranteed ride on Icebreaker. Now let me talk a minute about this ride, and then we'll go back to the Quick Queue. If you're a coaster enthusiast and you're into high thrills, and that's something good, like that's what you're into, like me, then this ride is going to be very underwhelming for you. If you're new to roller coasters, or you don't ride them that often, and you're really not a roller coaster enthusiast, you like riding certain rides, this ride's probably going to be really, really fun for you. But for me and Mike both, we ride the most intense roller coasters and rides known to creation. We got on this ride, we both got off the ride, we both looked at it, we both looked at each other and said, this ride was nothing but hype, because it was. So that's just how it is. I just wanted to throw that out there. That's why I didn't list it in the rides at the beginning of the video. Now, the Quick Queue Unlimited will allow you, they will give you a wristband, or they'll allow you to use the Quick Queue barcode that you have on your phone. And there'll be 2 entrances. There'll be the standby entrance and the Quick Queue entrance. The Quick Queue entrance has a 99% shorter line. So you skip all that waiting in line. So if you want to maximize your ride time and not have to spend half of your day waiting in line, it's always best to go ahead and invest in this. Now, the price difference between SeaWorld San Antonio and SeaWorld Orlando is about 50%. It's about 50% more expensive than in Texas, because it's Orlando. Everything's going to be higher. I think for New Year's Eve, it cost me $90. And I think in September, it cost us around $40 a person. I'm gladly paying the $90 to be able to skip the line, because if I'm going by myself on the solo trip next month, I want to be able to ride as many rides as I can, as much as I can. That's where I have the most fun. If you have a family of 3, and let's say you've got 2 teenagers that love riding roller coasters, it might not be a bad thing to invest in your time in getting this thing, because time is money. So the more time that you spend waiting in line is the less time you have to enjoy yourself at the park. But the less time you wait in line means the more times you can ride, which means you're spending more time on these roller coasters and more times having fun. Everybody goes to a park. They don't always go to SeaWorld because they want to see the animals. That's what the zoos are for. A lot of people go there because of the environment. They like to see the animals and ride roller coasters and eat nasty theme park food at the same time. Okay, that's why we go. I think Quick Queue is definitely one of the most, I'm not sure if people don't realize it's there or people just don't know. And I said it in my San Antonio video that Quick Queue is probably the most underused addition to SeaWorld out of all of them. People will book these animal experiences and these add-ons, but will not book Quick Queue. Trust me, it's always best to shell out just a little bit of extra money, just so that way you can have an even better time. So definitely, if you're thinking about going to SeaWorld Orlando, especially in Orlando, you want those Quick Queues, because those lines are insane. And this way you'll be able to skip the lines, get off the ride, go do something else. That's just how it is. So yeah, that's SeaWorld Orlando. We had a great time. We was only there for 1 day, and I wanted to go back the next day. Because we got to ride a whole bunch of roller coasters. We had Quick Queue. It was great. I had a blast. The environment was completely amazing. The park was bigger. It was way more spread out. It was very, very clean. The cast members there were really, really nice. So, I mean, no negative comments there. I feel like as soon as I walked in the park, I knew, I was like, okay, this is definitely different. So it already had that good environment there as soon as I walked in the park. So if I had to rate this park, I would probably give this park a good 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5, not bad. It is a really, really great park. But where some things it kind of misses out on, the other things are just little bitty things, like food selections and where they're located and stuff like that. It's nothing really all too big. But yeah, I love the park. I'm definitely going back next month. So let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think? If you have any questions about the park, if you plan on going, or you want to know something, let me know in the comments down below. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe, give me a thumbs up. And without any further ado, we will see you guys in the next one. Peace.